So the last will be first, and the first will be last. Jesus again predicts his death and resurrection. Now, as Jesus was going up to Jerusalem, he took the 12 disciples aside and said to them, "We are going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be betrayed to the chief priests and the teachers of the law. They will condemn him to death, and will turn him over to the Gentiles to be mocked and flogged and crucified. On the third day, he will be raised to life." Christ responds to request of the mother of James and John. Then the mother of Zebedee's sons came to Jesus with her sons, and kneeling down asked a favor of him. "What is it you want?" he asked. She said, "Grant that one of these two sons of mine may sit at your right hand and the other at your left in your kingdom." "You don't know what you are asking," Jesus said to them. "Can you drink the cup I am going to drink?" "We can," they answered. Jesus said to them, "You will indeed drink from my cup, but to sit at my right or left is not for me to grant. These places belong to those for whom they have been prepared by my Father." When the 10 heard about this, they were indignant with the two brothers. Jesus called them together and said, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their high officials exercise authority over them. Not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be your slave. Just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." Sight restored to two blind men. As Jesus and his disciples were leaving Jericho, a large crowd followed him. Two blind men were sitting by the roadside, and when they heard that Jesus was going by, they shouted, "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on us." The crowd rebuked them and told them to be quiet, but they shouted all the louder, "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on us." Jesus stopped and called them. "What do you want me to do for you?" he asked. "Lord," they answered, "we want our sight." Jesus had compassion on them and touched their eyes, and immediately they received their sight and followed him. The king's public offer of himself as king. As they approached Jerusalem and came to Bethphage on the Mount of Olives, Jesus sent 2 disciples, saying to them, "Go to the village ahead of you, and at once you will find a donkey tied there, with her colt by her. Untie them and bring them to me. If anyone says anything to you, tell him that the Lord needs them, and he will send them right away." This took place to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet. A twofold discrepancy is alleged to exist between the account of this miracle in Matthew and those in Mark. The subjects and time of the healing, 2 blind men were involved. Bartimaeus, the more active, is mentioned by name in Mark. Nothing is known of the other. Luke states that the time of the healing was before Christ entered Jericho. Matthew and Mark place it at his departure from the city. An explanation is possible as one of 2 grounds. The healing could have taken place after our Lord left the old Jericho and was drawing near the new Jericho, which Herod the Great had built some distance away, and the blind men could have entreated the Lord for healing when he approached the city, but were healed as he departed from it. Here was the king's final and official offer to himself in accord with the prophecy of Zeb, acclaimed by an unthinking multitude whose real belief is expressed, but with no welcome from the official representatives of the nation. He was soon to hear the multitude shouts, "Crucify him."